as I said in part one, Imam Muhammad did the janazah on September 11, 2007 for our brother Mahdi Islam Muhammad, exactly a year before the Imam passed away or had his janazah on that same day. This brother passed away September 8th, 2007. Imam Muhammad passed away, I think, September 9th, 2008. But anyway, what I was pointing out was after that, Imam Muhammad and I, we had a conversation, which was my last conversation with the Imam a year ago in person. And he asked me when was I going to invite him back up to Newark. And I said, I'm doing it right now. And then when I got home, I wrote the letter, which I said I'm going to read. But just catching up on this for part two, for those who didn't see part one, Imam Muhammad did his janazah and he made some very thoughtful comments. Life and death are of the same system. Imam Muhammad made those comments at the brother's janazah. I'll read this again real quick and move on with some of Imam Muhammad's comments. As we said, as Imam Muhammad, W.D. Muhammad, gave remarks before leading the janazah prayer for the Imam Mahdi, who was a brother, husband, father, and good friend to many, Imam Mahdi Islam Muhammad. Imam Muhammad acknowledged the family's grief. These are always sad occasions, said Imam Muhammad, referring to when we have to lay to rest a loved one. But also know that life and death are of the same system, said Imam Muhammad. He added, pointing to the inevitable cycle that everything goes through except, of course, Allah. This is Muslim Journal, written by Sister Aisha. She was there, I was there, and participated in it as well. Speaking on his own sensitivities, Imam Muhammad told the family that without being overly superstitious, you will still feel your brother's presence. As he said, he still feels from time to time the presence of his father and mother, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Sister Clara Muhammad, and that of his son, Sadruddin. So, and like I say, Imam Muhammad, this was in Muslim Journal, September 28th, 2007 issue. And Imam Muhammad, as I say, he spoke for about 20 minutes or more. He asked me had I spoke, so he told me to go ahead and speak. And then his son, Mahdi's son, spoke. So after it was over with, Imam Muhammad said he wouldn't go to the gravesite. He asked me to go ahead to the gravesite and continue the janazah at the gravesite, which is what I did. But also before he left, he said, when are you going to invite me back up to Newark? And I said, I'm doing it right now. And when I got back, I'm going to read to you the letter that I sent to Imam Muhammad and then explain why it didn't happen, et cetera, and inshallah I'll close. But hopefully this is some benefit. And like I say, on a spiritual level, we just wanted to see if there's something we can get out of this on a spiritual level in terms of Imam Muhammad's janazah being done exactly a year after he did a janazah for this brother here in Chicago, and I was present, and he spoke on life and death as well. So we never know when we're going to be born, when we're going to pass away. That goes for all of us. So now I'm going to read to you the letter that I sent to Imam Muhammad 2 days after that in response to him asking me when I'm going to invite him back up. And our brother Mahdi, may Allah forgive him his sins and grant him paradise. And again, as well as Imam Muhammad. Alhamdulillah. Okay, when I get back home to Newark, you see here September 13th, 2007. Okay, so that's 2 days after the janazah. And this is the letter that I sent to Imam Muhammad. As per our conversation on Tuesday, September 11, 2007, at Brother Mahdi's Janazah in Chicago. I am inviting you to Newark, New Jersey to do a public address at the Robert Treat Hotel, which is located in downtown Newark. You have spoken there several times in the past. The main room holds about 1,200 people. There are overflow rooms as well. Some of the dates that are available are Sunday, November 4th, 2007. This may be a very good day because, as I understand, you are scheduled to be in Philadelphia on Saturday, November 3rd. Since you will already be in the area, it may be easier for you to come to Newark. Another day, Sunday, November 11, 2007. This may also be a good day because it is just before a holiday, Veterans Day, so people won't feel like they have to rush home and prepare for work the next day. The next available dates at the Robert Treat Hotel are Saturday, January 5th, which would be 2008, the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th. Thank you for your consideration. Hope to hear from you and see you soon. May Allah bless you with a lovely Ramadan. So when he said, when am I going to invite you? I moved on that. Now, of course, that takes time. It's not like you can do it in a week because he has a schedule, and sometimes, these things may not even get to him because there are other schedules that he have and, other people that have to set things up, etc. But anyway, I sent this to him immediately, right? But this was the result of being at a janazah that was done by both of us. He did the prayer, he spoke, and he asked me to go ahead and do what had to be done at the grave site. So, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Now, again, that was my last time physically speaking to Imam Muhammad. Now, what happened with this? Well, as I've shown you all, in the year 2008, I had surgery for sinus cancer. So shortly after this, my birthday was November 13th, had a surprise birthday party, etc. My wife at the time, but I had sinus problems, and so I went in to someone to check it out, ear, nose, and throat, and they say they saw a mass. Now, I already I was finished. Well, I wasn't finished. I had the prostate cancer, as I mentioned, but you're not out of the clear until about 5 years. So I had just started getting treated 2005. So we're in 2007. I'm still just going back and forth just to check things out. So anyway, 2007, I go and I'm told they see a mass in my sinus. And this guy was just kind of brutal, but he was straight. He said, hey, it could be this, it could be that, it could be cancer. And by the bottom line, it wound up being cancer going into 2008. And it was so close to my left eye, they told me they may have to take my eye out, right? So now this wasn't like prostate cancer where I waited. And sometimes they even tell you, they offer you watchful waiting. This says it could be heading towards your brain. And when we do the surgery, if we see it going that way through your eye, we're going to take your eye out. So I'm wiped out. Okay, so now from that point on, I have to focus on my cancer treatment, right? Surgery, just everything. It really, when people have cancer or they're sick in any other way, it's not just physical. It affects you emotionally. It affects you psychologically. It affects your spirit. It has effects on all different ways. So always understand that when you're dealing with someone that's sick and they may be acting a certain way, it's not just physical. So I end up with cancer. So naturally, I put that on hold in terms of trying to invite the Imam. I had to focus on that. We go into 2008, because this was the end of 2007. 2008, and then I wound up getting the surgery, 18 hours of surgery in March of 2008. We sent word to the Imam, and Imam sent word, but I didn't speak to him directly. At that point, it's all about your faith in Allah. I know the Imam can pray for me. I know he's not a medical doctor. He always told, do what you have to do. And so, we continued. We had that surgery. Then I had radiation, right? Going into June, etc. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. But I'm just saying to you, I sent out the invitation, but I ended up with cancer. And I've told you this before. So while I'm getting treated for cancer, we send word to the Imam, and not knowing that the Imam is going to pass that same year, right? So now I'm going to show you a picture. I hesitantly show it, and this is one of the better pictures, but how I actually looked. I lost about 70 pounds, all of that, hair fall out, the whole bit, but I kept going to the masjid, doing the khutbah, etc., as much as I can, staying active. Now, as I've shown you before, even while I'm in that state, here, July's issue, but in June of that 2007, I send this letter here, thank you letter to Imam W.D. Muhammad, right? And you can see this was June 23rd, 2008, right? Now, 18 hours of surgery. I'm in rough shape, brothers and sisters, at that time, and then another 8 weeks of radiation going back and forth to New York from New Jersey. Have to be there by 8 o'clock in the morning, really 7:45. So that's why I couldn't go forward with the program with Imam Muhammad, right? And again, that's why I say the last time I spoke physically to him was September 11th, 2007, physically face to face. Now, you see I sent this letter here, and I'm going to show you a picture of how I look. And this is a better picture. And I went to Chicago to the Imam's Janazah, and I'll tell you, most people didn't even recognize me. I was wiped out, but I went to his Janazah there, and here's a picture of how, and this is a good picture, okay, of how I looked in 2008 before the Imam, when he passed away, but also this is how I looked, not telling you how I felt when I still had in my heart my love for Imam Muhammad. Didn't know if I was going to make it, but I didn't send it because I thought I was going to die. My faith was strong, and I just kept doing what I could do. But this is how I look. When I sent this letter to Imam Muhammad, this was the result of radiation, et cetera, and trying to stay strong. And when Imam Muhammad passed, right, 3 months after this, I had my surgery in March. 6 months later, exactly, Imam Muhammad passed away. But that was 3 months after I sent him this thank you letter with my sons on the front. And so from that point on, any work that you saw that I'd done after Imam Muhammad, I was still working as much as I can, but also trying to recuperate and get myself back together. And I thank Allah so much that we overcame that cancer. And my mother, she passed. May Allah grant her paradise. After things got together, she said, boy, you really look handsome, I mean, that was a process to make you look better. But only mom could say something like that. So, brothers and sisters, all that was 2007. And then, as we know, Imam Muhammad passed 2008. So that's what I wanted to show, how things connected over from 2007 over to 2008. And like I say, you could say it's a coincidence, but we can say spiritually that connection was, for me anyway, I can say the last time I spoke to Imam Muhammad was at a janazah on September 11th, 2007 was our last physical conversation. And then not knowing exactly a year later, for him, he's doing a janazah in Chicago on September 11th, 2007, which, according to the Qadr of Allah, was the day that he would have his janazah a whole year later. So we can get a message from that for us, that you never know when that time is coming, what signs could be given. So we just keep doing whatever good that we can do and try to stay focused and have faith and trust in Allah. We know it's a big hit for us to lose Imam Muhammad, but we trust in Allah, and we can be like Hagar was in the desert after Abraham had gave her everything that he could. All of the tafsir, all of the commentary, all of the love, but it ran out because Allah is all lasting. Allah is totally independent, and his knowledge or it never runs out. He's always present. So she had to reach within because everything ran out, and it was left up to her, and she ran 7 times, meaning she made a complete effort. She never gave up, and Allah rewarded her through her son, new leadership, to rub his heels and come up with the water. But that's how it goes, brothers and sisters. You have to have your trust and faith in Allah, because we as human beings, we're all going to pass away one time. Our knowledge, everything is limited. And so for me, I still keep the faith, but I wasn't making this about me. Just saying to you in closing that this is why I didn't go any further with Imam Muhammad coming at the invitation, but that was our last conversation. And so, you know, a little older, you get a chance to reflect on these things. You don't know that they're going on at the time. But alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, I pray that we've been able to say something, just share something with you. I might have went a little longer than I want to, but, you know, I try to piece this together. And so, alhamdulillah, we'll be all right, brothers and sisters. Keep the faith. Assalamu alaikum.
Your brain to it and spend your energies advancing the life content of the Muslim as it is in the Quran, as it is in the Sunnah, and as I have tried to represent it. That's the need. Because I'm not going to live, I'm going to die. And maybe sooner than you think. Yes, who knows? And what will happen with you all still looking for a Jesus to take all of your responsibilities upon his shoulder. God never intended no such. That's a message for the people they want to exploit. They want to take out of the race.